Welcome to Level 1 Restoration Behind the Scenes. We're out here today with a 70.5 Ram Air 4 Trans Am. So they call them 70.5, I guess, because they didn't start immediately. They had that really long period of time. They made the 69 models, the F-bodies anyway, all the way into like November or December even. And then so that was, you know, basically almost halfway through the production year, which would normally start around August. So anyway, so this is the second year for Pontiac's Trans Am, and so they sold a whole lot more of these, 3,000 and some, I think, 70.5 Trans Ams. But this one here is a Ram Air 4. So they made, I believe it's 88 of these cars with a Ram Air 4. 20, some of them had an automatic transmission. The rest of them had a 4-speed like this one. On all these Ram Air 4 cars, they had a 373 12-bolt positive traction rear end. Cool thing about Trans Ams is all Trans Ams had tack and gauges. They all had a pause. They all had either a 4-speed or a turbo 400. So they had really all the best stuff. It was a package, right? So it wasn't just a Firebird. It was a Trans Am. And in that, you got all the cool options. So really you see a lot of these Trans Ams with very few options because there really wasn't a lot more you could want. I mean, you got power disc brakes. That's part of a Trans Am. So, and of course the rally wheels, and these had 15-inch compared to the 69s had 14-inch wheels. So these are 15 by 7-inch wheels. They really stepped it up. This was much more refined than the 69, and this particular car is a 4-speed, white of course, black, standard interior, and a 70, you can kind of tell a 70 Trans Am, even though it looks almost identical to a 70 or almost like a 71 as well. They're primarily only available in white and blue, but this particular car, 4-speed, like I said, Ram Air 4. And kind of the discussion I want to get started here today is most of my young Pontiac loving life, I regarded a 70 Trans Am Ram Air 4 4-speed as the top Pontiac, period. It's the baddest, best muscle car of all, even though I'm kind of a GTO guy, but I look at this Trans Am as, you know, a totally unobtainable car for me, financially anyway, but I regarded this as the best car. Now in our shop, we've been around a lot of 69s, and we've done 71s and 2s and Super Duties, and now I just don't know which direction to turn. But I don't know, a 70 may still be the top car. These engines had you know, compared to a 69, the engine was identical, the same camshaft and all that stuff. They changed head casting numbers, but for the most part, this engine would make on a dyno, if we pulled it out of this car right here, I would expect it to make a minimum of 440 horsepower. That's pretty good. And up to about 480, maybe 90 if it's really strong, pound-feet of torque. So this is a pretty fast car. And it had that nice big tire and stuff on there. So this would be a pretty good street racer when this car was brand new. But, you know, a 69 probably weighed a little bit less. And then the 71s and 2s had the 455 HO. And then the 73 is essentially the same exact car with the Super Duty, which is capable of about 400 horsepower and over 500 pound-feet of torque. So it's like, well, which one of those cars would be faster? And really, you can't overlook the 71s and 2s. They're right there, too. So, I don't know. You tell us, what's your favorite Trans Am? Which one do you think is the best? Traditionally, this was it for me. Now, I'm just not sure. I pick a car like this for myself on condition, really almost over anything else. This particular car is just passing through here. We have a couple of tiny minor things to do to it. It's a done restored car. It's going down to Florida to Anderson Pender down there and his dad and the their collection that they're getting going down there. It's going to be really good numbers matching 4-speed car for them. It'd be really a cool one. And so anyway, really, we just wanted to get that discussion going. What's the best Trans Am? Some people would say that they prefer the later 70s Trans Am, like the 77 Bandit Edition that we looked at a short time ago. And so I don't know. I think those are pretty awesome too. But why don't you chime in and let us know what you think. And please like and subscribe to these videos. We appreciate that. That helps us out. And we'll see you next time.